Hi kids, this is Linda from the Sawyer Free Library, and I'm here again today in my yard on Washington Street to tell you about something that we found on the banks of the Mill River here in Gloucester. This is a horseshoe crab. It says it's a crab, but it isn't really a crab. It's more closely related to a spider or scorpion. It has 8 legs and no arms. Regular crabs have 6 legs and 2 that look like arms. We would call them arms because the crab eats with them, grabs his food and eats with them. I want to tell you a little bit about the horseshoe crab. This tail is not a stinger. It's the tool that the horseshoe crab uses if it gets upside down on in the water, on the sand or the mud. It pushes this down and flips itself over. That's the only way it can turn over. And according to the fossil records, the horseshoe crab is more than 400 million years old. So that's very much older than even the dinosaurs. About a century ago, the horseshoe crab flocked to the eastern and southern shores of our country to spawn. And there were so many that they were, this was at least a century ago, so that they didn't know too much about the horseshoe crab at that time, and they would shovel them into wagons and trucks and drive them off to the factory where they would be cut up as bait and sold to the fishermen for whelk and eel fisheries. And then those that didn't get cut up for bait were dried and pulverized and used for fertilizer for agriculture. So about 45 years ago, scientists discovered a use for the crab's copper-based blue blood that makes the blood worth $15,000 a quart. And that's a lot of money. If you went to the store to buy a quart of milk, $15,000 is a lot of money. It's worth a lot of money. And the blood contains a substance that ensures the purity of the medicines, vaccines, and medical devices that we use every day. So it has revolutionized medicine in that way. Before that, if they had a medicine or a vaccine, they had to test it to make sure that when they gave it to people, that medicine, with the vaccines that we get, that there were no toxins or bacteria in it. But the substance that's made from the blood of the horseshoe crab ensures the purity. So we need to be thankful to the horseshoe crab, lowly and mighty in one, lowly and mighty. To learn more about this amazing horseshoe crab, you can go on the internet and look for ebooks, Wikipedia, or Google search, and on YouTube. There is so much information out there, and you will be the better for learning about this horseshoe crab and the change that it made in our system of medicine. Next week we'll do something on the garden. We have a garden growing in the backyard, and it is a raised bed garden, and we have spinach and lettuce and all sorts of vegetables in it, and I want to show that to you next week in our next video. So I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, kids.